welcome to Science Learning Gateway. I hope you people are doing great. So today in this tutorial we are going to discuss class 10 science metals and non-metals, some of the important questions from your NCERT Exemplar which are important for your half yearly exam. So let's start with our discussion from the chapter metals and non-metals. If you talk about the pattern of your exam for half yearly exam, you will get 1 marks questions, 2 marks question, then 3 marks questions will be there, and of course the 5 marks question, the long answer type, that will be there. So in 1 marks question you have to practice multiple choice question and the very short answer question. After that, short answer questions will be there, then case based questions will be there, assertion reason questions will be there, and in long answer type you can get some diagrams related to that questions can be asked. So practice everything what you have done in your school, what you have done in your self studies and all. That will help you out during the exam. So let's start with the 15 important questions from your NCERT Exemplar. See guys, NCERT Exemplar is one of the book which is issued by the CBSE. So the questions which are included in that book, they are very important. Even if you go through the various sample papers also, those questions you can see, the NCERT Exemplar questions you can see over there. So let's start with our discussion from our NCERT Exemplar. So first of all, we'll discuss some of the MCQ question answers. Here the first question which we have is, what happens when calcium is treated with water? Means we have to say that what will happen when calcium will react with water. So the 4 options are given over there. We have to answer that which one will be the correct option. It does not react with water, it reacts violently with water, it reacts less violently with water, and bubbles of hydrogen gas formed stick to the surface of the calcium. See, so 4 options are given over there, and you can see in the options there are 2 options which can be correct. So we have to choose the 2 options which can be correct. So the first option is, it does not react with water. This is a wrong option because calcium reacts with water, though it reacts with less efficiency, but it will react with water. Second option is that it reacts violently with water. No, calcium will not react violently with water. The reaction is not so fast. Third option is reacts less violently with water. Yeah, this is the correct answer. It will react less violently with water. And the fourth option is bubbles of hydrogen gas formed stick to the surface of water. This is also true. That's why calcium floats on the surface of water. One question can be asked from this portion also, that why calcium floats on the surface of water. So you can give the same answer. Calcium floats on the surface of water because it sticks to the bubbles of hydrogen gas formed in the reaction. Okay, so that's why calcium will float on the surface of water. So our option number 3 and 4 is correct. So option number D is the correct one, right? Now come to second question. Generally metals react with acids to give salt and hydrogen gas. Yes, we know that metals will react with acid and we get salt and hydrogen gas. But there is one acid which will not react with the metals to give hydrogen gas, except manganese and magnesium. There is one acid which will not react with metals to give hydrogen gas, but that acid can react with manganese and magnesium to give hydrogen gas. What is the name of that acid? That acid is nitric acid, HNO3. But why HNO3 will not give hydrogen gas with metals? Because it is a strong oxidizing agent. What it will do? It will oxidize the hydrogen formed in the reaction to water and itself get reduced to any of the nitrogen oxide like NO2, N2O, NO2, nitrogen dioxide, nitrous oxide, nitric oxide, etc. Right? So this is the answer. That nitric acid is one of the acid which will not give hydrogen gas with metals. But the nitric acid will give hydrogen gas with metals like manganese and magnesium. Now third question. The components of aqua regia. So what is aqua regia, guys? Aqua regia is a freshly prepared solution of concentrated hydrochloric acid and concentrated nitric acid in the ratio of 3:1. This is our aqua regia. It is a freshly prepared solution of concentrated hydrochloric acid and concentrated nitric acid in the ratio of 3:1. So let's check which option will be correct. Dilute HCl and conc HNO3? No, it's not dilute. Conc HCl and dilute HNO3? No, this is also not true. Conc HCl and conc HNO3 in the ratio of 3:1. Yeah, This is the correct option. Dilute HCl and dilute HNO3. No, this is also the wrong answer. So our correct option will be concentrated HCl and concentrated HNO3 in the ratio of 3:1. And this is a very important question. You should remember the answer of the question. What is aqua regia? Aqua regia is a freshly prepared solution of concentrated hydrochloric acid and concentrated nitric acid in the ratio of 3:1. And this is very corrosive in nature. It can dissolve the noble metals like gold and platinum also. Now come to the fourth question. Which of the following non-metal is liquid? Means we have to say that in this 4 options are given and all are non-metals. But there is one non-metal which is liquid in state. We have to answer that question. Carbon. No, it's not a liquid. Bromine, phosphorus and sulfur. So which one will be the correct answer? Carbon, bromine, phosphorus and sulfur. So our answer is bromine. Bromine is a non-metal which is liquid in state. There is one metal also which is liquid in state, and that name of that metal is mercury. So remember guys that mercury is a metal which is liquid in state and bromine is a non-metal which is liquid in state. Fifth question. Which among the following alloys contain mercury as one of its constituent? See, when we have read the topic alloys over there, we have read that alloys are homogeneous mixtures of 2 or more metals or a metal and a non-metal. But if in that alloy, if one of the component is a metal and the other component is a mercury, then we can say that the name of that alloy is amalgam. Okay, so if one of the component is metal and the other one is mercury, then we call it as amalgam. So over there, let's see which one is amalgam. Stainless steel, no. Alnico, no. Soldier, no. We have the correct option as zinc amalgam. It is a homogeneous mixture of zinc and mercury. So we call it as amalgam. Now, what is alloy? Just now I've told you the definition of alloy. Alloy is a homogeneous mixture of 2 or more metals or a metal and a non-metal. So our correct answer will be a homogeneous mixture. Now come to question number 7. If copper is kept in air, it slowly loses its shining brown surface and gains a green coating. This is due to the formation of, you have seen when we brought the copper articles from the market, they are so shiny, they will look so good. Okay, but after some time what will happen? It becomes greenish in color. It loses its shine and texture and it becomes greenish in color. This is because of what? Why copper appears green after some time, or it develop a green coating on its surface? Why? Because copper will react with the carbon dioxide present in the atmosphere and will form copper carbonate, which gives a green coating on the surface of the copper. So our answer will be copper carbonate, CuCO3. So remember that copper develops a green coating because of the formation of copper carbonate. It will react with the carbon dioxide present in the atmosphere and will form copper carbonate. Question number 8. Generally, nonmetals are non-lustrous. Which one of the following nonmetal is lustrous? We have read the properties of nonmetals that they are not lustrous. But there is one nonmetal which is lustrous in nature. And what is the name of the nonmetal? Iodine. Iodine is a nonmetal which is lustrous in nature. So in these types of questions are very important from your exam point of view related to exceptions of metals and nonmetals. The ability of the metal to be drawn into thin wire is known as, what do we call to that property in which metals are drawn into thin wire? We call it as ductility. Okay, ductility is a property of a metal in which it is drawn into thin wire. And what about malleability? Malleability is a property of a metal in which it is beaten into thin sheets. Now, 10th question. Which one of the following metal do not react with cold and hot water? So can you tell me which metal will not react with cold and hot water? Sodium. Sodium will react with both water because it is very reactive in nature. Calcium will also react. Magnesium also react with the cold water and it will also float on the surface of water. There is one metal which will not react with cold water as well as hot water, and the name of that metal is iron. Iron will not react with cold water and hot water, but it will react with steam. That is, it will react with water vapor. And it will form ferric oxide, Fe2O3. Now let's come to question number 11. Short answer questions. Okay, see question number 11. A nonmetal X, one nonmetal is there and the name of that nonmetal is X. It exists in two different forms, Y and Z. Okay, the two different forms of nonmetal, X is Y and Z. Y is the hardest known substance and Z is a good conductor of electricity. Identify X, Y and Z. So they have given us few hints in this question that how we should give the answer. So X is a nonmetal. It exists in two different forms, they are saying. So which is a nonmetal which will exist in two different forms? The name of that nonmetal is carbon. Carbon is a nonmetal which exists in two different forms. So X is our carbon. And what are the two different forms in the carbon in which the carbon will exist? Diamond and graphite. Okay. So see, they are saying that Y is the hardest known substance. So which is the hardest known substance among diamond and graphite? Obviously, diamond is the hardest known substance, and Z is a good conductor of electricity. So the graphite is the good conductor of electricity. So this question was so easy, but you have to just think and give the answer. Now come to question number 12. If solution of CuSO4, that is copper sulfate, was kept in an iron pot. See, someone has kept some copper sulfate solution in iron pot. After a few days, the iron pot was found to have a number of holes in it. But after a few days, if you'll check the iron pot, you can see that number of holes will appear in that iron pot. Explain the reason in terms of reactivity. Write the equation of the reaction involved. So why that person has got holes in that container? In that iron container, this iron container is made up of iron. If someone has kept some copper sulfate solution in it, after a few days the person will see that the iron container has got some holes. Why this is so? We know that iron is more reactive than copper, so it will displace copper from its salt solution and it will form ferrous sulfate, FeSO4. In displacement reaction, we have read that the more reactive element will displace the less reactive element from its salt solution. So obviously, iron will displace copper from its salt solution and it will form FeSO4. Since iron takes part in this reaction, therefore holes are produced at places where iron metal has reacted to form iron sulfate. So why we got that holes in that iron container? Because iron will react with copper sulfate and it will form FeSO4. Because of the formation of FeSO4 only, we can see holes in that iron container. Question 13. What are the constituents of solder alloy? Which property of solder make it suitable for welding electrical wires? So what are the constituents of solder alloy? Solder alloy is made up of two metals, tin and lead. Okay, solder is an alloy of tin and lead. It contains 50% lead and 50% tin. So this is the constituent of solder. Solder is an alloy which is made up of tin and lead. Now, what is the property of solder which make it suitable for electrical wire? Solder has low melting point. It is used for soldering or welding electrical wires. So this is a property of solder which makes it suitable for electrical wires. Solder has low melting point. Now come to question number 14. See, what happens when two questions are given over there, A and B. What will happen when zinc carbonate is heated in the absence of oxygen? B number, a mixture of copper oxide and copper sulfide is heated. So let's give the answer of the first question. What will happen when we heat zinc carbonate in the absence of oxygen? So we know that we have read about calcination and roasting process in metallurgy. So what is calcination? Calcination is used for carbonate ores. In that, carbonate ores are heated in the absence of oxygen, right, to get the respective metal oxide. But in roasting, what we have read? In roasting, the sulfide ores are heated in the presence of excess of air and we get the metal oxide. So zinc carbonate is a carbonate ore. So what it will do? We have to heat that zinc carbonate in the absence of oxygen and we will get zinc oxide and carbon dioxide. You can see the reaction. When zinc carbonate is heated in the absence of oxygen, we get zinc oxide and carbon dioxide. Next question, a mixture of copper oxide and copper sulfide is heated. When a mixture of copper oxide and copper sulfide is heated, we get copper metal and along with that we get a gas called sulfur dioxide gas. Now come to question number 15. Why reaction between metals and nitric acid do not produce hydrogen gas? So related to this question, we have done one MCQ also, that there is one acid called nitric acid. It will not give hydrogen gas with metals. but only with this manganese and magnesium it will give hydrogen gas. So why nitric acid will not produce hydrogen gas with metal? Because it is a strong oxidizing agent. You have to remember that it is a strong oxidizing agent. It oxidizes the hydrogen formed in the reaction to water and itself get reduced to any of the nitrogen oxides like NO2, NO, N2O, right? So it will get reduced and it will oxidize hydrogen to water. But that nitric acid will produce hydrogen gas with two of the metals like manganese and magnesium. So these are the questions which are important from NCERT Exemplar. Apart from this, also many questions are there which can be important for you. So just go through the question once, read your NCERT book properly and practice case-based questions. Okay, apart from that, you should know the definition of amphoteric oxides. What are amphoteric oxide? Give two example. You should know about the properties of metals and nonmetals, reactions which takes place because of metals and nonmetals, and at last we have read about corrosion. About corrosion also you have to read. We have read 3 cases about corrosion or 3 examples for corrosion: rusting of iron, green coating on copper, and black coating on silver. Those 3 things you should remember. Also you should read about electrolytic refining of metals. That is also an important topic. Okay guys, so we have finished the question answers over there. If you have any doubt, you can comment in the comment section and do let me know. If you want that video for any other chapter also, then definitely I will help you out and we will do the questions and the theory part, whatever you want. So thank you for watching. If you're new to my channel, then do subscribe my channel and don't forget to click on the bell icon so that whenever I will be uploading a new video, you will get a notification for that. And now we will start with our bio chapters, because chemistry already I have uploaded. I think these 3 chapters are coming in all the schools for half yearly exam. Chemical reaction equation also I have uploaded. Metals and nonmetals also I have uploaded, and acid, bases and salts also I have uploaded. Now I'll start with the bio portions. Thank you for watching guys.